All right, Warriors. This week we're going to be talking about breathing, bracing, and IAP, or intra-abdominal pressure, and what the differences are, when we need to use each one, and then why all this stuff matters to you in general as a warrior in life. So the first case is breathing. If you've listened to my videos before, heard me talk, or been one of my patients and or athletes that I coach, you know that breathing, to me, is one of the most integral parts of being a combat athlete in general. So breathing is the basis of bracing and IAP. When I think about breath, I want to think about making a cylinder and pushing my abdomen out. I don't want to think about taking a big chest breath. So if I'm taking a big chest breath, I'll go to the side now. It's going to bring my ribs up and it's going to force extension through my back. A lot of people have an issue right in here, like the upper low back, lower mid back, and that causes the spine to actually start hitting each other and causing local pain in the area. This would be great with an adjustment, but there's also a good way that you can handle it on your own so you don't have to come in and see somebody like me over and over again to try and get better through this. This is where breathing comes in. So proper breathing is talking about trying to get full expansion of the abdomen while I'm sucking air in and then going out, all right? So a proper breath, I should push my hand away here, push my hand away here, and even back here. What I don't want to happen again is if I have a hand on my belly, hand on my chest, I want this to happen. All right, that's enough on breathing. Just think about pushing that diaphragm down and making that pop can. Pop can flows right into the IAP. IAP is being able to activate the transverse abdominis, which is your most inner muscle of your abdomen, and it's like your body's natural weight belt. So if you think about I'm rocking a weight belt right now, when I take a breath in properly with my diaphragm, I am eccentrically loading my TA. What that eccentric loading is, and what it's doing, is it's going to be an extremely strong contraction that forces my spine actually into a proper stabilization pattern and relieves some of the actual tension on my spine. It's great for when I need to throw punches, when I need to strike, or when I'm going for grappling events or throws. Anything in combat sports, we need to learn how to properly activate our transverse abdominis through bracing and breathing. The big difference between IAP, intra-abdominal pressure, and bracing is how hard you're doing it. So IAP is, I like to think about like you need to do it as much as necessary, but as little as possible, all right? So what I mean by that is think about IAP on a percentage. You could have 5% IAP, you could have it all the way up to 100% IAP. You're just pressurizing your abdomen to cause stabilization of the low back. Bracing, on the other hand, is 100% contraction of that transverse abdominis, and it's acting like I'm lifting up. I got a big old barbell right here, my max deadlift. Me pushing out, activating all that, that's a brace. I don't need to do that if I'm picking up a pencil off the ground. I can go right here and come back up. I only need about 5% IAP, or even less than that. I'm still stabilizing my back, but I don't have to do as much. That's going to be that difference between IAP and bracing. This also comes into effect when we're talking about striking in general, and this is really why it matters for pro fighters, combat athletes, and then people that just recreationally do these sports. Is there's a really cool study that Stu McGill did in 2010 that saw the peak activation and bracing between what's going on. So what McGill saw with 5 UFC fighters, one being GSP, is that the highest level of fighting, there's a contract, relax, contract of the abdomen and of bracing when you're going through this actual motion of a strike. And he was actually measuring ground and pound strikes as well as punching a heavy bag. So he had sensors on. What it saw when GSP was striking, when he threw his punch, he had 100% brace, then he was able to relax. That's the difference between having a full brace and IAP. So he was able to differentiate that extremely well, which is going to be integral for you moving forward and progressing through your career. What he did at the end, full end range, person's right out here. He was able to brace again at 100% and deliver that force. So if we think about, you've seen my other videos, proximal stability, distal mobility, I'm able to transmit my force by having a proximal stability right here. All right? This concept is true in any sort of sport. If I'm taking a double leg, so say I'm finishing here, I'm on the ground, I got the guy's legs, and I'm stepping up. If he's about to hip into me with a sprawl, I need to brace at 100%, step up, and drive across. Instead of, if I turn this way, I'm trying to come up and I fold, which is what happens in a lot of shots and a lot of grappling events, and that's why a lot of people have non-successful takedown attempts in general. They can't brace through the canister, which causes an extreme decrease in stability. Extreme decrease in stability causes just a flattening on bottom, and you just end up with the guy and or girl on top of you in a sprawl. So, if you have any questions about this at all, you want to learn how to do this, you want to come get checked out, I'm in Gresham currently, out at University of Western States Health Centers, shoot me an email, shoot me an Instagram message at Warrior Sports Wellness, email at austin@warriorsportswellness.com. Let me know what you think about the video, and I would love to help you out in the future. So, that was all for this time. Let me know if you have any questions.